Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Naval Dreadnoughts, where it's still peacetime. Not much has been going on. We are technically allied with the Germans, though, which is pretty weird. However, two new hulls have just become available: the modernised Dreadnought and the Dreadnought 6. So, being France, that means designing. My last round of refits was in 1913. Our relations with Austro-Hungary are pretty stable at around -10, -20 or something like that. So it's not like we get along, but it's not like we are headed into a war anytime soon. So I'm going to try and wait until I get some really key techs before I start doing some refitting. And of course, it would be nice if the cruisers I could actually just flat out replace, but still don't have new cruiser designs. The Dreadnought 6. Yes. Okay. Could definitely make something of her. Let's get the engine set up. Oil. Still no balance boilers. We do have turbo electric drives, however, which might be an interesting thing to go for. Normally I don't use them in the campaign because they're very, very expensive. But we have absolutely tons of money. So I might just use it anyway. Just to do something different. Right. Main tower. We have got... I haven't unlocked a new battleship tower for ages. Again, I've just left the research to kind of do its own thing, and I don't like how they're different heights. There we go. It's a little bit better. About a large one. No, large 2 looks better because of course if we're going to electric. Yeah, that gives us pretty much the right amount of smoke. Now, how fast can we go? Pretty damn fast. How about we go 30 knots? Is that about right with the displacement curve? Yeah. I think if I go for more than 30, it's gonna punish me. And you can see what I mean by the cost. Turbo electric drives are fabulously expensive, but we have fabulous amounts of money, so we might as well spend it. We'll still be on the 14-inch Mark III. We do now have 9-inch Mark IV guns, but I still don't have a cruiser to put them on. And again, I think we'll go with ABX, and these, if we shorten them to 45s, there we go. I think ABX is probably my best bet. And then casements, I think the 4-inch, if they'll fit, no. What about a 6? 6s will. 5s will. Now this caliber we don't use in the French Navy very much. Get some 3s in there, and then I think, ooh, we have the Mark IV 2-inch gun. Lovely. Can even fit a pair of jewels up there, but I think I'll. I'm not so much a fan of the duals, but I do love the triples. So we'll just have a pair of triple guns instead of 3 twins. Yes. So, kind of going back, I love how the French kind of flip-flop all over the place, or at least they're seeming to, in how they want to design ships. Because, of course, the previous ship from the previous episode, the Heroine, she has virtually no secondaries at all, and the Leon before her did. So this is more like a Leon type of ship with secondaries. Now then, we definitely want all the flash protection. As you can see, I am still just piling money into the research, but electrical 2 turrets, fancy. Do now have better hydrophones, but that's about it. We're a little bit over on the weight, however, and I think once I armour her up, I'm not going to make the situation any better, so I might have to slow down the ship a bit. Oops. Oops. No. That's what I'd like to use. You get 16. Yeah, 6% overweight. Yeah, slowing it down even a little bit. Yeah, take a couple of knots off her speed, so she's same speed as the heroine, and that saves us a ton of weight. Good. Good, good, good. Now, she does have an aft weight offset. A little bit surprising. I thought she was going to have a 4 weight offset, isn't it? Move all that forwards. What the? Oh. There we go. 8 point. It's still an aft offset. It's because the midpoint is really far back. I do have spare weight, so I don't need to fiddle around with the superstructure necessarily. I think I will. There. Balanced. Firing arcs are pretty decent, actually. Yeah, she should do fine. She is incredibly expensive just because of those engines. But hey, we've got so much money. Gold plate the thing if we wanted. Like, expense is not really a problem for us. So you can build her. Now, the other one that we got access to was the modernized Dreadnought. This one, which is basically a Dreadnought 5, but better. So, again, let's have a look at it. Maybe get some new towers this time. We do. There's the hood style ones. Interesting. This one has the best stats. Does look very weird in conjunction with this tower. We don't have the matching rear tower. I guess we go with that one then. It does look very weird. It's a lot of I think cruft is probably a cruel word to use, but I might just go for the compact. It's got the worst stats but it's so much smaller and lighter. And it just looks better. I know it is not better, but it also will give us some mounting points for secondary guns, which could potentially be interesting. Now, again, I think, again, with this ship, I'm going to end up on MXSvipul's with our now pretty standard 14-inch 45. Oh no! We could go with jewels instead. If it's super nice. No. No, it doesn't. Shame. Well, we can put secondary guns up there anyway. Speaking of secondaries, could we could go all the way up to an 8-inch gun. Potentially amusing. But I think a 6-inch is probably a better fit. Yeah. Oh. Thought it was going to let me fit them there. Can I get away with a 5-inch gun there? 4s? Yeah, I could go with 4s. Like, really? Okay, yeah. Sure, we'll go with 4s, because then we can get a double-decker triple gun. Yeah, definitely. And then, can we get in some 2-inch triple guns? Oh, fantastique! Okay, funnel-wise, what have we got access to? Probably the biggest one, right? Yeah, I don't think we can get a double funnel in. Although the thick funnel looks better. That just looks really nice. Let's go with the oil. I think I'm going to go turbo drive then. Again. Or forcer boilers. This is one way for compensating for the fact that we have forced boilers and oil 1. We can reduce our smoke interference pretty significantly by going with the turbo drive. Again, it will make the ship cost an absolute fortune. But let's keep an eye on that displacement. Whoa! Jump from 80 to 90. Yeah, this thing, 27 knots. It's actually going to be a little bit slower than the Magnamie and the Heroine, which is the previous ship, but is a little bit faster than the Lion, and obviously is faster than the previous generation, or at least until I get around to refitting them. I want to see if I can make it to 1923, so they're getting basically a decade before they get refitted, or if I get some new fancy tech. But we haven't unlocked anything crazy, really. It's all very similar technology to what we've been used to. And again, the armouring is going to be the same if I can manage it. It's not an all or nothing scheme, but it's just a little bit thicker than an all or nothing. We have a lot of spare weight. Maybe we can increase the extended armor. 8.2 on the top, so that's silly. 4.4 on the top. Right, we have loads of displacement left. Interesting. Let's go for spacious crew quarters, maximum bulkheads, maximum range. So let's make this a very capable ship. That is then going to get a ton more armor. Go all the way up to 8-inch extended. And 4-inch on the extended decks. Let's go for an inner belt of 8 with a second inner belt of 4. And then we'll, yeah. So, similar to what we had before, but an enhanced secondary battery with a tertiary battery. And significantly more, I'm going to say, secondary protection. So her main belt is the same thickness, but that chunky, basically triple layered scheme, plus more armor on the extended bits of the ship means she's a bit more of a brawler. Maybe a little bit happier to take out hordes of enemy cruisers, perhaps. Right, let's see if we can fix that offset. I don't want to move the rear turret too far back because it will have a reduced fire arc. Point 1. There we go. The Patrie. A pretty interesting vessel, and at 60,000 tons, quite the chunky vessel. And I think I should have dialed the Magnamie's speed back a little bit because I'm noticing the cost difference. But it's just funny. It's just so we can afford it. I don't care about the money. And it's interesting to have two ships with a slightly different approach. So this is basically a cut price, a cheaper, tougher version. Do you really like her? I can definitely see these ships being useful right through as well now. We're starting to get to that point where you know, I think these ships could easily still be in service all the way up to 1950, which is when the game ends. I think they're still going to be useful. So let us build one of each. Now, did I? Yeah, I've already got the Magnamie under construction. So let's get the Patrie under construction as well. Now, I do also have another new destroyer hull. I have access to the Destroyer 3. And given that we are building some more capital ships, I thought we might as well go in and design a new destroyer. The Typhoon. Again, we're going to go with minimum everything to start with, because we have a limit of 1,600 tons for a destroyer. At least we also get a couple of new towers for this thing, got the simple, we have the armed. I'm going to go for an armed, because I do have an idea for this ship. I'm going to stick a bomb in on the front, because this ship is the first destroyer to get access to the Mark IV 2-inch gun. So I'm going to go with 2-inch guns, and that may seem like a crazy or bizarre choice, and I do apologise if you are screaming at your monitor at the moment, asking what on earth I am doing. But yes, I'm going to go with a bunch of 2-inch guns, and I'm going to make them ultra long 2-inch guns to boot. And actually, just for weirdness, I'm going to make them 2.5-inch guns. Just because. There's absolutely no reason to do that. Aside from the fact I feel like it. And screw it, let's go with a turbo-electric destroyer as well. Just for the funsies. We'll go for a single funnel, and there we go. 40 knots, should we want to go 40 knots, but I suspect there's a pretty big displacement drop-off if we only do, 38, which I think is plenty fast enough. Also, a single funnel means we have loads of room. We'll go for a... Let's go for the torpedo tube there. So we can fit another gun in. I don't think I can fit two. Maybe with another barbette. There. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Excellent. How many guns is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. This makes up for all the conventional rubbish that I've with the capital ships, I think. I can hear Threadoflength was gonna. I just know he's not gonna be happy with doing such boring designs. Weight, however, is going to be an issue. Now then, because I haven't armoured her up yet either. What happens if I go back to a regular 2-inch gun? Yeah, that does help. Okay, sorry if you... No, ignore my whimsy. We'll stick with a 2-inch gun. Won't go for the 2.5. We'll just go for pew pew pew. Temptation to make them 1.5 now. But they already fire pretty quick, so it's 15.5 rounds a minute. Should be plenty. You go reduced ammo on the torps. A one shot is usually all the destroyer gets anyway. Superstructure, that's going to be too difficult. Go for a 1/2 inch. Go for an inch on the deck. And nope. And there you go, 0.9. So she's not as heavily armoured as our previous destroyers. And she is a bit chunkier. But she just carries a lot of pew pew pew. Now we have a 4 weight set. It's not exactly what I expected. Shift everything along. this long. Well, could get a pair of side guns in though. No. Don't be silly. You're here to balance the ship, not go berserk. Right. 0.6. A perfectly balanced, perfectly balanced destroyer. The Pew Pew class. Well, then they're not called that. What did the game call them? The Typhoon class. Typhoon of bullets. Yes. Good. Very good. I like it. They're ridiculously expensive. But who cares? We are France. We can have ridiculously expensive ships if we want to have ridiculously expensive ships, because money is no object when it comes to the French Navy. Right. Give me... yeah, 10. Give me 10 of those. Lovely stuff. Yeah, we've got a whole pile of ships lying around. Yes, I want to wait until 1923. We are getting the Coincidence 4 rangefighters soon, so that'll be worth a look. We're getting, so there's nothing particularly interested in armor quality coming along. We are getting, what's this? The Mark IV 3-inch gun. So this will be good for doing yet another refit of the darts. So we're kind of getting there. Shells, I think we're unlocking. I mean, we have the shells I really want anyway. With picric acid 3, it's not particularly interesting. And that's kind of it. So I'm still waiting on, hull strengthening and cruiser design text. In fact, you know what? I'm going to throw down a priority on both of them to get some new hulls unlocked. And I will be back with another design-only episode when I get a new hull that is interesting and I have the tick to build it. Or war were declared. But it is looking unlikely. Austria-Hungary is still at war with Britain, and I don't know if it's still at war with Germany. I think it might be. They are somehow, their economy has not imploded. The British economy has rebounded. The German economy is doing fine, and the French economy is still really out there. And you can see here that the Austro-Hungarians have rebuilt a fleet of some sorts, so we will actually have some interest if and when we get another war. But why the British are not sending their ships to go and deal with the Austro-Hungarians, I have no idea. It does say that they have a huge power projection in the Med. I just don't know where the British fleet is. Oh, it's here. In Limassol. Look at that. 11 battleships. And a whole mess of other stuff. Oh my goodness. Just parked up in Limassol. Okay, that'll be why the Austrians keep losing ships in the Eastern Med. But look at those power projection stats. The British have 400,000 tons of ships in the Eastern Med, and the Austro-Hungarians have similar, 390. But look at the power projection scores, 13,000 versus 25,000. So I think either the Austro-Hungarian battleships or their cruisers or both are significantly better for the power projection calculation. Now, if you're playing the game and you're curious what goes into the power projection stat, from experimenting I did in an earlier version of the game, the power projection is based on the type of ship. So battleships give you the most, and then battlecruisers, and then heavy cruisers, and so on. The displacement, so a bigger ship gives you more power projection, and the range, the operational range, gives more power projection. That is it. It doesn't take into account anything else. It's just those three things, pretty much. So Austria is clearly got more of one of those things. It could have maximum range, like 40,000 tonners or something like that, and the British are still running around with 20,000 ton ships. Something like that. But there's definitely a discrepancy. Anyway, I will be back with some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts very soon. Bye for now.